Today we're going to be deck testing with Red Blue Marco. I'm super excited for this leader. It is a red aggro or control list, and for me personally it is a control variant. I think this is a great deck for control in general. I think it could work for an aggro deck, but definitely Marco I think is an awesome control list. When you have the ability to give minus 2000 with your leader effect to a character on the board, that is just straight control. Then you have the ability to draw one and put one on the bottom of your top or bottom of your deck. Like, that is just so good. This deck has been a lot of fun to mess with, and we're testing it out because there's new PRB02 support, being the blue Marco blocker. This is a 4-drop 6k blocker that says on KO draw 2 cards. And that's just good. Drawing 2 cards is insane. So you can get a lot of value out of this Marco here, and so I have really enjoyed this list. Yes, we actually have alt arts. I want to bring that up first. Look at this. Look at the Duval alt art, Marco alt art, Sanji SP, Rayleigh manga. We got some upgrades out here on the sim. I finally took the time to change these things because it's a little flashy, and we're feeling flashy today. Not zesty. Don't take it as zesty. Don't think it's zesty. It's flashy. There's a difference. Flashy is like the guy from Demon Slayer. Zesty is a different thing. So, Marco, though, I have a lot of fun playing this deck, and I enjoy it. We're going to be running the Otama to give minus 2000 power to a character. And like I said, that's just control. We use cards like Otama and the leader effect. You can combo them for 2 Dawn apiece, give minus 4000, and then play a Rayleigh, give minus 3000. So we've done 4, 5, 6, 7k minus, and it pops a 3k character. So we can pop a 10k character with Silver's Rayleigh and our leader effect in an Otama. Combine all those and pop big bodies, because Rayleigh KOs characters, gives minus 2000, minus 3000, then pops a 3000. We have Newgate, which we can really use in this list. We get the Rested Dawn to our leader. So on 7 Dawn, we get our leader effect online, going perfectly into our curve. And if we go second, it works just as well. We also get to activate main. You may rest this card, KO one of your opponent's 5000 power characters. So on turn 7, we are putting it on our leader. We're KOing a 7,000 power character, 2,000 with the leader effect, and then the 5,000 here with the Newgate. So you add those together, that's 7,000, in case you didn't know how to do quick math. That's just good. And these are our 2 big options. We start the early game searching through the deck, using the leader ability and playing something like Ivankov, which looks at the top of the deck, plays a 2-cost character. So if we're going second, on 4 Dawn, we put 1 Dawn on our leader. We draw a card, add a Duval to the top of our deck, and then we play the 3-cost Ivankov to play out the Duval, so we get 5 Dawn worth of effects or characters on the board, and we get to still swing 6 into our opponent on a 4 Dawn turn. It's pretty good value. It's okay. It's nothing crazy, but the Ivankov have a second effect that says if you have 6 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. Now that's pretty good. Draw power is always going to be good, even if you don't attack with a 5k attack, because it is a 4k character. Still, just being able to draw 1 card finds you more options, and that's kind of the goal in the deck. If you don't put down Marco, you're going Ivankov. Then you're doing one or the other. You're normally not doing both in the game. I find Ivankov to be a more discard target at this point. I think you don't get as much value as you used to, thanks to this Marco giving us a great 4 Dawn play. Because your other 4 Dawn plays like the 2k counters, and we don't want to do that with like King Du, which gets plus 2000, or Jozu, which is rush if you have 2 or less life, and usually don't at that point of the game, or you have to develop like a Monet, which Monet can be played off of Ivankov as well. It gives you 2 Rested Dawn to one of your leaders or characters, and gives the character minus 1000 power, so technically it's minus 3k, because you can set up Monet to give you the 2 Rested Dawn, and then use the Dawn from your leader to use your leader effect to draw 1, put 1 card on the bottom or top, and then give minus 2000, so minus 1000, minus 2000, and then you KO something with a Newgate. Kind of cool, little niche situation there. We are running the Vista blocker. This is from ST22, so technically we won't have this on release until we get ST22, but you can just run a Trafalgar Law. It's not going to be searchable, but it will be a 1-cost chump blocker. It works. It's not as good, but it works. Running the 5-drop Ace. This is a pretty cool card. Reveal the top card of your deck. If you reveal a 4-cost or lower Whitebeard Pirates type, play it. If not, you may put it on the top and bottom of the deck. So we can just blindly rip it, or we can just go 6 Dawn, because we're going on that even curve. We went Ivankov. Turn 2, we're going Ace into Marco, playing 2 more characters. So now we've gone Ace, Marco, Ivankov, Duval, draw a card, leader effect, swing 6, destroy a character, whatever. Then we're going into 8, where we can just go Newgate, swing 7, and give minus 2000 to a character. You can see where the curve really goes. It's really strong. We have a more going second curve because of this Ace and because of this Ivankov specifically, but know that you can go first. If we go first, we can put a Dawn on our leader, just filter through, and then play Duval. Then on 5 Dawn is where we'd go next. We can easily play out the 4-drop Marco and use our leader effect just to filter through. Again, it's not as good. Then we get into 7, which is where we really start to pop off with a Newgate, and then go from there. So we have options for every curve. Jozu also works on that going first curve, going into 7 Dawn, and saying we have a 1 cost on the board. You return that 1 cost to your hand, or a 2 cost if you want to do like a Monet. Maybe you won't get as much value out of it, but it's an option if you set it up early. And then you return it to your hand, return one of your opponent's 6 cost or lower characters to their hand. This card's good. It loses a lot of value because a lot of characters now add an additional cost to them. You look at the Going Merry stage, you look at Purple Black Luffy adding 1 cost, you look at all of the new Revo Army support. It's not as good in those exact moments. It's still a great card, bouncing a character into green decks and Cavendish and everything, but even they have anti-bounce now because they just go Tashigi pass. I don't know. This is a good card. It loses a lot of value in the future of the card game, so the thing is when we don't need it, we can just throw it on the bottom of our deck and call it a day. It's an easy target just to get rid of and be perfectly fine. We're running 2 of the 9-drop Sanji here. The SP looks very clean. The Fork of the Knife, I need to get this for my own PC, so I don't have one yet. I'm trying to do one of every PC or SP ever for the PC, the personal collection. If you guys ever want a personal collection tour, want to see anything I collect, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to make videos like that. With that being said, I'm going to jump into this idea. We are going to Charlotte Collecticon this weekend, section 3637, I believe. But it's already in the Discord, so if you can come out to Charlotte Collecticon, come out and see me tomorrow or Sunday. This video is going up Friday. I will not have videos out tomorrow or Sunday because I'm here at Collecticon. Making deals, selling One Piece, trading, meeting new people. I'm excited to just be there. I'm excited to meet new people. I'm excited just to be at another card show. Collecticon is so much fun. So I will be at Collecticon this weekend. I believe I have one more Collecticon after this. I'll be in Collecticon Atlanta, and then I'm calling it for the year. I may go as a guest to some of them, but I won't be vending. So come out and see me. Anyways, we're running 1 Radical Beam, and that's the deck. That's literally just the whole deck there. It's really simple. Ezo for a top 5 searcher. Maybe we didn't say that, but I think it's pretty simple and self-explanatory. Now, there can be some lines and combos and things you got to make sure you get right, so just make sure you get them right, and you'll see us get it right today in the video, at least, hopefully. So, anyways, let's keep it going. On to the games, and subscribe. Red to the Green Smoker. This is another deck profile that we need to mess with in PRB02 very soon. Our opponent chooses to go second, so we're going first. So this does not work well for going first. So we are going to mulligan this. The 7-drop would be good, but nothing else really worked. We could go Vista, but I'm worried they have some way to remove it early. So I don't need to go Vista and Duval. I think I'm just going to go leader, draw 1, and filter the hand, because I don't need 2 Duvals, and I'd much rather get some draw power here and pass, because, again, we just don't need we don't need that many Duvals. That's too many Duvals we got going on up here. They're going to go Virgo, look at the top 5, got a Punk Hazard type. Oh, look at the Dawn, Gold Dawn. Tell me you don't want these for your PC, for your printings, for whatever you need. Low-key, this is a banger. This is a banger Gold Dawn. They grab a Sanji with the Virgo, and then they're going to grab a Mihawk with the Perona for the Slash Searcher. We're going to go Duval this turn, so we're just going to go Leader Effect, draw 1, place 1 card on the bottom. We are going to hold the Vista for later. We're just going to remove the King Dew. We don't need it at the moment. And then we're just going to go ahead and swing the 6. They should take. They are a Eustace Captain Kid deck, so we will do okay into that. The 8-drop is not great for us. We're going to go look at the top 3. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. We could just go Ace Jozu next turn. That's not horrible. We just draw Ace, play Jozu. It's about the best thing we have, because if we bottom deck this, who knows what we could find. We could go Ezo instead, look at the top 5, but I think we're just going to go Ace Jozu next turn just to have some cards. We can just swing 5 into our opponent. They did take that attack, so they're going to have 8 cards in hand, building up a pretty big hand size. We do still know that they have 1 8-drop and the Sanji they just played. So now we know they have 1 8-drop Mihawk. They put 1 Dawn on the Sanji here, restand 2 Dawn due to leader effect. They're going to swing 5 into us. We are going to... I would like to actually counter this, I believe. They're going to have 2 swings coming in next turn, and... that's what I'm thinking. They go Koshiro, so we're just going to swing 5 at our opponent. They have a blocker that saves them for their Slash-type characters from being KO'd that they're trying to set up, which is good setup, especially against our deck. We don't really have a way to remove Koshiro at the moment, which kind of sucks. I would love to have a 5-drop Marco here instead, which just know that is a tech option that is not bad for the deck. It's better going second, though, and you need to be built into going both ways. We're going to go ahead and pass there. We're going to go with a lot of aggression, it looks like. We're going wider rather than anything else. So now we can just swing Jozu into Sanji. Either get some cards out or they just take it and draw a card. But that'll be nice. We can go 4 into 4, and then we can go 6 into 4, and then we can go... we can just leader effect it and make it into nothing. How about that? That sounds like a pretty good option to me. I'm hoping we could draw something good here. They're going to go Tashigi, so more anti-removal. They're going to have a 7k so that they can restand the 2 Dawn, so they get Tashigi for almost free. They only get it for 2 Dawn, and 1's going to be attached. Crazy value. Crazy value if you ask me. We're going to take this attack. We find an Ezo. We can maybe find some pieces. We're going to see what our opponent does here. They're going to swing another 7. I think we can just take this because they're not developing big bodies here. So we are looking for pieces. We have not found them. I'm going to start with the draw and then place one on the bottom, it looks like, because I don't really want Duval. We could go Duval at the top, but that's really slow play. Actually, I don't mind that. Duval at the top, minus 2,000 to the Sanji, just so we can go and attack in on it. Then we're going to go Ankov, reveal Duval, start placing on the top. Well, we're going to go into, 9 Dawn next turn. So let's draw, because we already used our leader effect. Let's draw this, play out Rayleigh next turn, and then pop the Tashigi. That sounds like a good option to me. So we need to get value out of these blockers, and we can just swing kind of heavy into our opponent. That's going to be the goal. So draw 2k, and then 9 drop Sanji. Boom. Sounds like a good plan. We're going to go 7 and 7 here. And we also have the Ivankov after where we can draw. So I think we're going to counter a little aggressively this turn, because we do have a good amount of counter. I think that's the setup we need. So the Kamakura-jo Sushi, they minus 2k to the leader. So we still can swing 6. I'm okay with the Kamakura-jo Sushi. Still get 1 card out of our opponent's hand, I'm assuming. Yeah, we get the Kinemon, which is a searchable punk hazard and slash attribute character. We have 2 blockers. We're going to use both of those this turn because we're going to develop 2 bodies next turn. At least that's my thought process, is at least using 1 for sure. I'm okay replacing Jozu if need be. The Mihawk is pretty annoying. We're going to go... This is not slash, so we can remove this pretty easily. They're going to restand 2 more Dawn. They're going to have 6 Dawn total. They could go Smoker now. Tap 5 for Smoker, restand 2, and then swing 6. Leave 1 active. Just going to block out of that every single time. Interesting enough. We don't really need to... Do we need a Sanji, or would we be better off minusing down the Mihawk? Well, we can't pop the Mihawk, so that's not worth it. So we're better off just straight up going 9 cost, I believe. Because we can't pop either of them either way. So... Sucks, though, getting rid of our board. We don't really need Jozu. We kind of got it for free, and we got value out of the attack earlier. So we did at least get value here. So we're going to go 9, deploy, replace the Jozu, -3, -2 KO. So they can keep their blocker. That's totally fine with me. We're going to draw because we have 6 or less cards. So we're just swinging in for the draw power. We draw the Sanji we knew was there. And then we're just going to go 4. They should just go nothing. Then we're going to go 5 and then 6. It's going to put some aggression. We're going to keep a blocker on the board. They'll have both bodies, but this will be -3,000 during their turn. We should get 2 cards out of their hand. I'm going to act like they didn't do that because that would probably ruin the game. It was a 4k attack. I'm going to just act like they didn't do that. That makes more sense, maybe. Paradise Waterfall, maybe it makes sense. They said the character is active. They got the +2,000. Maybe they were just doing that on purpose just to be funny because it's 5k leader and it's a 5k blocker. I was going to say, that would be crazy if they did not save that. A good thing we did draw into more counter, because now we're sitting on 6k total. We still have a 1-cost chump blocker that we can set up, so we can still go 1-cost chump blocker, Rayleigh, and leader effect. We can easily go Rayleigh and Sanji next turn. So if we do need to lose bodies on the board, that's okay, because we can go wide with bigger bodies. And I think that's what's most important in this situation going forward. We're going to be able to go -3, -2, and pop the Koshiro, it looks like, more than likely. They're going to have 8 total Dawn, so they can play a 7-cost character. They could go Hody Jones next, rip a life, and then swing into our characters. Not that that'll do much, because it'll still be a 5-8, 5-5-8, which is not much. We just let the Ivankov go. We let the Ace go. They swing into our blocker, and then we just go 9-drop into 8-drop Rayleigh through leader effect, and I think we'll be okay. The Koshiro, again, still just does not have much value here. I'm okay with it being there. They just forfeit. I'm going to have to leave this in because they didn't really have much to do with all 8 Dawn, which I guess you could go... I would have just gone Hody Jones for 7, rest, but even then, you KO, KO, KO. You don't even attack these. You sit on 2 blockers. I'm going to go 1 Dawn on leader, add a card to the top. It's going to be Rayleigh. I'm going to go 9-drop into 8-drop, and then minus this by 2... So that's going to be 6, -3, -2, KO, right? And then I'm going to go 6 in the face. You have a 6k blocker, and this card's KO'd. And then you have a 1k blocker. So I'd go 6, 8, 9 into face. You'd have counter for at least one of those. And then you basically just have to go for game. Interesting. We wouldn't have a blocker, and then they would have a 6k, 5k, and the Hody Jones still on the board. Which I don't even think we'd worry about Hody Jones in that situation. and then they'd go Hody Jones again. So even if we develop blockers, so then it'd be Hody. I'm trying to give you guys all the answers because they quit too early. So they'd go 5, 6, 7, restand 4. So they'd have 4 Dawn backs. This only costs 3. So they'd have 7 Dawn. So it'd be 9, 9, 10 going for lethal. And so we'd go take 9. Then we know we'd have enough counter for a 10 because it'd be 2K, 2K, 2K. So we'd go take, and then we swing back for game with 8 drop, 9K, 8K, 9K, 8K, 9K. And that would be the game. We were in a winning position. We had it in the end. They didn't have an out. They could have gone blockers, but I don't think that would have gotten them there. GG's. Okay, I walked you through the whole thing so you knew we had it either way, even though they quit. We're going to try another matchup. This matchup is not going to be very good for us. We're going to go second here. I think second is going to be better, and I think this is going to be okay. I think this is going to be somewhat better for what we're trying to do here. Our goal is to control the board. Josu's not horrible. It's not great, because if they go Tashigi and we bounce Tashigi and they go Tashigi again, rest your Josu, swing again, that's getting their value. They're getting everything they want, but Green Zoro's obviously a menace. It's a great deck out there. We're going to go Izo. Look, we're going to look at the top of the deck. We're going to grab a... It looks like all we got is Josu out here. We're going to go draw, place a card on the bottom. And I think we're going to go one of the King Doos and pass. Because I don't think we're going to need double King Do. It would be nice to have the 2Ks, but at the end of the day, we're going to need something to play down eventually. We have a card to bounce, so that's okay. We're going to go ahead and counter out of this because we can. We're going to be able to draw cards from the Marco here. We're going to go just 5 in a face, and then we're going to go Marco. Basically going to force them. I'm going to be like, hey, if you rest this and let me draw 2 cards, that's cool. I am not really that stressed about it. They are going to do that. They're going to do exactly what we just talked about. They're going to rest it. They're going to go 8 into the Marco. I'm going to take it and just let it go and draw 2 cards. Cool. I got my value out of Marco. I got what I needed. Sorry, Tizzy. I got to move you for a little bit. I'm going to go, draw 2. Cool. Bunch of cards in hand. Going to go 8. I'm going to go take. We're in a pretty good spot. I'm not going to lie to you. We're just going to hit them with a simple 6 in a face. We are going to bounce this to Shigi here, because then they'll only have 2 Dawn, and we can save our character. So we're going to go bounce, bounce, give them back to Tashigi, but now we're developing the board. This might be doing better than I expected. Low-key might be doing better than I expected here. They're going to be able to go 10 into Josu, and I think I'm just going to go 2K, 2K. What's stopping me from going 2K, 2K? Ain't nothing, let me tell you. Then they're going to be able to attack me, which is going to put our Radical Beam alive, right? So now we can just go... I wish we had something small that would just KO this. Nico Robin. Maybe you run Nico Robin in this deck again because of cards like Koshiro saving this Tashigi from being removed. That's really obnoxious. So what we could do, it saves it from KO, so we can just bounce it again. We can go Izo. Look at the top of the deck. We're going to grab a King Do. We're going to go, right? We didn't have to leader effect, I guess. Draw 1. Place one on the deck's bottom, which is going to be one of the 9-cost Sanjis. We're going to minus down the Tashigi. We're going to swing in for 6. We're going to swing in for 7. And we're going to Josu. And I think that's perfectly fine. We won't have the Radical Beam, but we'll have another Josu. Bounce, bounce, pass. It's kind of working better than I thought. Obviously, next turn, we're going to be able to go into the Sanji, into Newgate combo, which is cool. Then they just go 9. So they're going to go 9, restand 9. So we're going to go... We're going to be able to save 1. 2K, 1K, and that's all we have. But saving 1 is important just to keep the pressure on against the Zoro deck. Now they have to use the 3-cost event here. The 3-cost event is going to allow them to restand the leader, swing 9 again, and then they can restand the leader. Oh, they're going to go twice in a face. They're going twice in a face here. Wow. Interesting enough. I get it, but I don't. Because I'm going to go 2-cost, 2-cost. So we're going to go draw, place on deck bottom. We're going to put Newgate on the bottom at this point. We're going to minus down the Tashigi. So I'm going to go... I'm not even going to worry about playing out of Von-Comps. I'd rather keep cards in hand at this point. I'm going to go Izo, look at the top of the deck. I might just grab Marco. Now we're playing against what they could be doing, because we're going to go Marco, Duval, Duval. So we're going to swing 6 into our opponent. I think that maths. 7, 7. I don't think we should have grabbed Marco, now that I'm looking at it, because now if they have something to rest this, they go 2K, 1K. It just doesn't get us there. We need to go Duval... It doesn't really matter. Place on bottom. And then we're going to go Duval. We should have grabbed the Vista. Place on top. We should have gone with the Vista there, to be honest. And then pass. We should have grabbed the Vista. If we grab the Vista, we go 1 more. And then we have 3 blockers. And we're pretty safe. They go Kawina, which is fine. They rest one of the blockers. So that tells me they don't have DMG. Not having DMG is really good. That makes me happy. I'm going to go... I have to get out of this, don't I? Only I could go 4, 2, 1, 1. Can't quite get there. Literally that one misplay of not grabbing the Vista, I think, cooks what we were trying to do. Because we couldn't block there, because obviously they can just restand for free. They did have the DMG. Why did they go Kawina? That's so weird. You could just go 4, rest both, and then swing in 11. Which I guess 11 doesn't guarantee it, because we just go 4K with the thing, and then 2K, 1K, but then they have the 7, which the 7 would have killed us, but they wouldn't have known that, because we still had 4 cards in hand. So I guess Kawina was the best option to get the Dawn back. It was a 1-cost option to get rid of a blocker, and then swing huge with a leader. So Zoro's still a rough matchup. I think that one, like I said, that one misplay of not having the blocker, because then what we would do is they'd have to split between the 2 characters, or they'd have to DMG, right? So they tap 4 for DMG, and then they tap 4 for Kawina. They go 3 Dawn back on leader, and they go 10-7, which still would have beaten us in that situation, because they would have gone Kawina and DMG, get 3 Dawn back, have 2 additional Dawn, which would make the leader 10, and then makes it unblockable with no, well, we have no blockers on the board anymore. No, that would have been game either way. Zoro's a really tough matchup out here, so we're just going to go on to the next one. I want to show that matchup because a lot of people want to see it, and that's just the truth of it. I think you need the 1-cost Nego Robin because we could not control the board properly other than bouncing it because of Koshiro. So, true card we definitely need to be playing somewhat in the future for this matchup. Alright, well, you saw us cover Katakuri the other day, so let's see how we do against the leader. I think we do pretty well because removal is always nice against Katakuri. They choose to go first, we're going second. I guess I'm going to keep, because we can go 2 Dawn Duval, 4 Dawn Ivankov Duval, and just develop a wide board. It's not the worst, not the best. I don't mind going leader effect instead if we get an Ezo, but I doubt we're going to get an Ezo. Can we look at this Dawn again? Can we talk about how good that looks? My god, they're going to grab a Katakuri, and we are going to Duval, I think. And then, actually, this looks pretty dang good. I'm down to just leave this at the top, because we'll go 8 Dawn here. So 4, 6, 8. We're just going to run with it. We could have moved the Marco up, or the ace up, because we were not really going to use that. And then pass to our opponent. I gotta get my cat real quick. Oh my god. Sorry, my cat was destroying stuff per usual. Thanks, Tizzy. They're going to swing 6 into us. Easy attack. I'm going to get out of it while I can. I think that's always just the best option with a deck like what we're running. We could go Marco. We could easily go into the ace, but we could go ace Marco next turn. So I want to show you guys the combo where we're going to draw, place a card on the top. We're going to go Duval on top, choose no enemy targets, and then just swing 6 into our opponent. They should take, because they're a 5-life leader. I mean, you might as well take. Look for something that ramps you up. They're playing It's to Die For, which is pretty interesting. We're going to go Ivankov, play Duval, look at the top, start placing on top. We're going to go like this instead, I guess. Sure, why not? And then pass. We're not going to be able to probably play out the 9-drop Sanji, because we're going to go 1 Dawn on leader and then ace into Marco on the next turn. So we need to go ahead and use the blocker this turn, not using cards in hand or whatever they do throw at us. So we have 3 additional Dawn here. They don't play on a pair of Sparrow, which is interesting. They could go double pudding, I guess, and then double pudding would be pretty good. Ramps them 1 Dawn every turn if they could get that, but it looks like they're probably just swinging pretty big. I also forget we don't have to set up 9-drop Sanji with anything. Duval doesn't need to set that up. I just go 1 Dawn on leader and set it up myself. So I forget. I'm just a boy. Gonna block out of that. It's gonna be a 9K because they're gonna go Dawn -1. They get the Dawn back, so you might as well go Dawn -1. Look at the top of my deck. You're gonna go, oh, pretty cool, pretty cool. Well, I get to change the top of my deck, which is pretty interesting also for this deck that I didn't really think about. We're going to go and block out because we can, and then we're going to go 1 Dawn, draw, place on deck top, Marco, -2,000 to the pudding. I'm going to go 6 at their face. I was going to swing the Ivankov and just draw the card back, and that would have cooked. Not in the good way. That's not the good cooking right there. We know an 8-drop Rayleigh's going to be drawn into our hand, which is cool. So we're going to go ace, reveal Marco. We're going to swing into our opponent and draw the Rayleigh. Might as well, because we have the blocker to draw more cards if we need. And then we're going to, you see how we counted out aggressively, and we're at the same life, and we have the bigger board and everything, and then now we're about to control the board on this next turn. If they do play on Parasparrow, or, I mean, even, I can't really get Katakuri next turn, which kind of sucks. We can do Katakuri on the Rayleigh turn, which is convenient enough. But pass. Hey, your go, Katakuri. What you got for me? They counter out with the Sasaki. I've seen some people using this. Trash 1 card from your hand, add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck as rested. They're going to be able to play out a pudding and then a Katakuri. What we're going to do on this next turn is go Newgate, minus down the Katakuri with the leader effect, and then KO the pudding, just because we can. I'm not worried about them getting the 1 Dawn back with the pudding. This card loses value very quickly in the game. Very quickly. They're going to swing 6 at life. 7 maybe even. Nope, just 6. Well, they could have gone 7 because they have a free leader effect from pudding, but I guess they already did the pudding from this pudding, so maybe not. 6, I think I'm just going to take, because they're only going 1 body next turn, and then we'll start using the blockers on the turn after. We get another 9-drop Sanji. It's not great. I'll probably get rid of one depending on what we draw into, but I don't love it, that's for sure. We'll just take the 6. They won't have any more attacks. They could have gone 5-6, which I think would have been a little better, but they would have swung 5, would have just blocked out, and then 6. Even if they swung it into Marco, I just give them a card, or I give them the Duval. Don't mind giving them the Duval. They really should have probably swung the Ivankov, in my opinion. Now you can't even swing the Pudding into Ivankov, because I just block out for free. So if they want to waste the Pudding, sure, I'll attack into it and get it off the board, just to get it off the board, but it wouldn't be for any other purpose. I'm not mad about Vista. I am going to go Newgate here, give a rest to Dawn. I'm going to draw 1, place a card on the bottom. I actually think I'm going to bottom deck one of these Sanjis just to get through the deck a little more. I'm going to go minus on the Katakuri, rest, KO Pudding. Now we can go 5, draw card. Now if they do want to block out, that's fine with me because I'm going to go 6 and 6. I'm going to get all those cards out their hand. I don't need to give them life right now. You know what I mean? I'm fine with that. I'm going to have double blocker after this. They're going to go Dawn -1 and get out of it for free, so they're only telling me they don't need to go to 10 Dawn, so we don't have to worry about a 10 Dawn mom, which is always nice. We're going to go 6 with the ace, and then we're going to go 6 with the leader. I'm saying we're doing pretty good here. A pretty good looking matchup for us, if you ask me. Now I'm going to go 6 more. They could block him 1K. You could. Oh, no, they're going to take. I think that's the right choice. I think personally that was the right choice. Don't let me even have the chance to swing even this 6 into it. Because if you block a 1K, you're losing a card, and then you're losing another card from Marco. You don't need to take the Katakuri and get it out the game. Because it was about to be out the game, let me tell you. It was about to be out the game. Next turn, we're going into 10 Dawn, so we can Sanji into Rayleigh here. So what we're going to actually do is block with Duval and block with Marco in this turn. That's my big goal. I think they're going to play down another Pudding. And with that, I'm okay. They're going to go 9 Lin. They're going to remove Marco off the board completely. That's a good move. 9 Lin is really good in this position. Stopping us from getting that draw 2 is always going to be great. We will be able to remove this Marco on the next turn, which is always convenient. Yep, right choice. Good choice. Cool. Making sure they're making the right choices. They're going to go 5 into a character and then 8 into a character, 5 into this. If they don't go 6, I'm going to counter out because it gives me draw power, but I'm not going to even be able to attack it next turn. So I think we just actually let it go. I don't think it's worth saving in this position because we're trying to go into big bodies from here on out and start chaining big bodies. So we're better keeping these guys. He's going to be able to restand the Katakuri and get the Dawn back, which is always convenient. Going into 9 Dawn, they can go Dawn -1 with the Katakuri and be pretty safe. I don't hate Monet. I'm going to go draw. I'm going to place a card on the top of the deck. It's going to be Silver's Rayleigh. And I'm going to minus down Kata. If I -2 here and then -3, -2, that doesn't get me there. So I have to -2 to 6. This is the only way, sadly. I was trying to see if there's a better option. Deploy, we're going to go -3, -2 KO. I'm going to go ahead and KO the Pudding because I can. I'm going to go 6 in a face and then 6 in a face. That's fine with me. I don't need to give them more cards in hand if I don't want to. Because even if they go big into 10 Lin here, I can remove 10 Lin pretty easily, I feel like, because I have effective ways to lower the power. And then I can just block her up if I don't want to get rid of it. Because I have 3 blockers in hand, 2 of them allowing me to draw 4 cards total, plus 1 in life. That's going to be chilling down here for a while. But these are bricks. These are bricks that we can start filtering out with the leader effect pretty soon, just putting them to the bottom. We're going to swing 6. They're going to go Dawn -1, and they're going to give us a 1K counter here. Not bad. They get to look at the top of our deck. That's pretty good. You get some info. There you go. Your go, my friend. Your go. They go 1-drop Pudding. That's going to look at the top 5 for a Big Mom Pirates type. They're going to grab a Charlotte Katakuri. Is there a way we can remove that Katakuri? We haven't really had the removal. We have the Newgate, of course, but we don't have more power reduction than Newgate. Oh, Monet Newgate. Perfect. Monet leader effect Newgate. So we just go 2 Dawn for Monet. Rest Monet. Put the 2 Dawn on Marco. -1 to... Oh, they're going Pudding. They're going 7-drop Pudding here. But we can KO the Katakuri, which is what's important. Honestly, that is the most important thing. And then we're going to probably try to remove Lin after that. I'm thinking maybe, possibly. No, I'm not even worried about Lin. They have 1 attacker. We have 4 life and a bunch of cards in hand. Don't think I'm stressed about it. And then we'll have additional Dawn. Cool. We're going to go 6 into this. We're going to go 1K Ezo. Because they're going to go 7 into it after. And I think I'm going to let that go. But I don't want them going 7 into face right now. So I'm going to go 1K Ezo. If they go 7 into the ace, I may actually let it go to give us more room to develop bodies. Because if not, I have to Monet, attack, and then I can Marco, but then I just lose the Monet. But Monet could give me a lot of value going forward just with the extra -1. So I think I'm going to let that go and not waste resources. I am so far ahead, don't get me wrong. I don't need to overdo it. Now, they're going to go Katakuri. They're going to have 5 additional Dawn here. 5 Dawn to play what? Sparrow? That ain't bad. That ain't bad, let me tell you. That ain't bad at all. I don't really care. I'm gonna be real. I think that's the one thing. It's like I just don't care about Paraspero. They can ramp back a Dawn as active, but it's just far too late in my personal opinion. So what we're gonna do is find every single one of those we need. We're gonna Monet, give 2 Dawn to the leader, -1 to the Katakuri. I'm going to draw 1, place a card on the deck bottom, which is gonna be one of the Marcos. Minus this down, rest KO. And then I'm just gonna go 4, 4, 1 extra active. So we're gonna go 8. No, we're gonna go 9s across the board. Literally just a bunch of 9s into our opponent. Basically just be like, you go for game or I win. I shouldn't have telegraphed what the Dawn was doing here, going another 9. Now they know it's a bunch of 9s or maybe even bigger. So they need to get out of this 9 or they're just cooked. Don't really have any way to rest down Marco unless they are running Uso Hachi. And even if they have Uso Hachi, they only have 7 more Dawn, no rush. So they go attack, 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 attack. They can go 6, 7, 7, 9. It doesn't get them the game. We're going to play this out and pass. And I think that's just kind of the game at that point. Because again, this deck does struggle into removal. The 7-drop pudding may have been better there, just to get the Katakuri and another body, and be able to draw 2 cards. The big thing is the drawing 2 cards. Now they went Katakuri, 2-cost Katakuri, into Katakuri, which just is a -2 in hand size, because you 1 and 2. And then you played out Paraspero after, which is -3 cards in hand. So right now they'd have 10 cards technically in hand. It's a lot of cards. 5, sure, you got it. They are going 10 Mom right here. We can see that based on how they're attacking, because they didn't even Dawn minus. They should have gone 10 Mom and then Katakuri attack, technically. But they chose not to. They also did not look at the top of our deck, because Paraspero, I guess we haven't changed it since the time they looked. Maybe they used it for counter and I didn't realize. I don't think they did, though. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I think it's just wraps. I think it's just wraps. 9 into... What? 2K? What are we doing here? What are we doing here, my friend? I'm actually going to give them up the Marco to the Linlin. Because they're going to probably go 10. No, it looks like 8 Dawn. So they're trying to go 9 and 9. They should have gone 8, 10 into it, honestly. But now they're going to have to go... They went 9, 9 instead. They look at our Otama. Oh, so they're using the pudding because they didn't use it earlier. To look at the top of our deck, it's a 1-drop Otama. Or maybe they use the Paraspero. Oh my god, they just used the Paraspero. That's crazy. Block, draw 2. Another Newgate ain't bad. It ain't horrible. They do go pudding now. Dawn -2, draw 2, do this too. Then they go into Katakuri, which Katakuri would have been okay. Alright. So all that matters is that we go 1 Dawn, draw, place on deck bottom. We're going to put one of the bricks on the bottom. And then minus down Katakuri. We were going to go Otama to lower Katakuri. We were going to rest Newgate, pop Katakuri. And then I was just going to go 9, 9, 9, Marco, Vista. And then we were going to have 1 Dawn active, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5k counter, plus the 2 draws, which is Izo and Jozu. So 7k counter, 2 blockers, and 4 life. GG's to Katakuri, but I think it was wraps on turn 1 when you faced Mr. Pow. We'll play one more match here with the Marco deck list, and then tell you about the deck profile at the end, or finish up with the deck profile, or final thoughts. Final thoughts on the... Like and subscribe, man. It's too much talking for me. Let's go a little red on red action, see how this goes. Of course, we got a little blue inside, too, so you already know what it is. We're going to mulligan this hand because we don't have any 2 costs to do with the Avant-Garde. We still don't have any 2 costs to do with the Avant-Garde, but we have a Vista to play. We probably should have drawn and filtered through, like we talked about earlier, because we can't play anything here. Because next turn we could Monet. So I think what I'm going to do is actually just swing big. Draw. I'm trying to do some math. We're going to keep that. I think we're gonna go ace on the bottom here. Choose no targets and then just swing big. If they tap the 2 Dawn and KO the Vista, whatever. If they would have had the Red Hawk event and pass. We could be playing pudding in this deck, so if they don't aggressively get out of things, I'm gonna be surprised. We're gonna take this. Fight a 2k counter. I see you. I'm gonna go 1 Dawn here. Draw. Place on deck top with Monet. I'm gonna minus down the Shanks. I'm going to go 6 into face. They can discard a brick and minus us down, but if they do, I don't really care. I am going to Newgate the Shanks next turn, so that's always nice. They need to get some value out of it, I guess, but they could just leader effect -1. They do drop a dragon. Dropping dragon's crazy. They must have a lot of bricks in hand. Almost screwed that up. We're going to go boom, boom. We're going to set that up, and then we're going to go boom, look at the top 5. Ooh, we're going to miss a lot of good cards. Double Newgate's beautiful, though. I am not going to lie. I'm going to double Newgate in this game. And pass. It's good early, but Newgate's not the best against Shanks. We can always get rid of it, though. The Vista blocker may have been better just going into a 10-12 with a 1-cost blocker. Feels really good. 5 into us. We are going to counter out with another Ezo here. I don't think there's anything Whitebeard searchable that we really are looking for other than counter. Oh, 6. Interesting. What do they do for 6 here? For the red shanks? They're going to searcher. I don't know. We're going to counter because I'm feeling some kind of way about whatever they're about to do. Oh, I see you. I see you, buddy. We don't have 2 ways to KO this, though, this turn. So we're going to have to just KO the shanks. 7, 1, draw, place on... I think we're just going to put the Newgate on the bottom. I think it doesn't get as much value, sadly, as I would like it to. Rest Newgate, KO. They're going to be able to probably remove this next turn. We're going to rest this to get some value out of a Vonkov. -1, so we can get a draw. So we'll go 6, draw 1. We can't do that next turn. Dang, darn tootin'. The issue is this law is really good. We can swing into it, give it at -2, but the Newgate's going to get -2 next turn. So they're going to go probably... They could Rayleigh. Oh, they could swing Law into Vonkov, right? This is exactly what they're going to do. They're going to swing Law into a Vonkov, -2,000. Then they're going to play out 8-drop Rayleigh, -3, -2, KO, and then 5 into 1. And that's going to all be gone. So, bye-bye board, absolutely disappearing on us in just a few moments. Not the best feeling, I'm not going to lie. But it is what it is. Look at this, watch. Law, boom, boom. That works as well, but I would have thought of Vonkov. I'll let Monet go. I will let Monet go. 9-drop Shanks is interesting. This is not what I expected at all. Hold up, wait a minute. That's not what I... What? I'm slightly confused. I'm just going to go 1 Dawn, draw, place on deck bottom. We don't need 2 9-cost Sanjis. We're going to minus this by 2. We can either attack it or rest it. I think attacking it's almost better. Forcing cards out of hand. Then we just go 8, -5, so -3, -2, KO. Now they give it -2,000 more. And it's like, 2 into this. And draw a card. And 8 in the face. Get a 2k out, I guess. Or a -1 and a 1k. That's fine too. That is fine too. We get the Uta, pass. Now we're sitting on a lot of counter here. We have a 9-drop Sanji into absolutely nothing, which does not feel great, but I felt worse. This is -3, so it's a 7k. They go 10-12 rush into Newgate, which would be kind of annoying. Then they could actually go -1 across the board and then swing 7 into it. Doesn't feel great now, does it? We could actually save this. That's the crazy part. 2, 2, 2, right? 6k on top of 7 makes us 13. Plus we could 2, 2, 2, save the Newgate, but that gets us nothing late game because we can't remove any of these bodies anyways. We have to let this go though because they just go 7 into 3. That doesn't make sense. Now they can go 7 into 7. They're gonna go 12 into... This makes me want to save it. I really do, to keep some kind of board. I feel like right now we're really falling behind, so I am going to save this. I have the counter too. I'm going to go 1k Ezo. I am not letting this thing go. The big question is, what do we draw? I think we're just going to put the Newgate on the top and then just go for developing a board, force them to remove it next turn. So we can go -2 here. I'm going to go 6 in the face, and then we're going to go 7, 7. They can go KO, KO, and then I go 9-drop, 9-drop, or 9-drop, 7-drop. Oh, I guess I could have gone 7 because I'm about to play... I did that out of order. Could have gone 7, 7, 7. Which kind of sucks. Forgetting that Newgate gives us the free rested Dawn after. So we'll go another 7. They've already used leader effect here. So we're putting them on a back-footed position, I guess. Give them the rested Dawn, because we did misplay that, but it's okay. We still have the Otama. We have the Newgate in case we need to KO a blocker. They can remove our board now, but we're going to force them to remove our board. You have to attack these. 10 into 7, you got it. If we had 2k, 2k, it wouldn't even be worth it, because they can just go 10-drop rush, swing into it. So it doesn't give them information per se. We do go blocker next turn for sure. They're going to go 12 into 7. Tells me they're probably doing a rush body, a big rush body on the board. If I was them, I would pressure face and force us to go for game. But that's only if, obviously, we had the hand size for it. Well, that's not ideal. We're going to have to let that go as well, and then we're going to have to eat a 12k attack. Pretty good. There you go. So we're going to need 6 Dawn left and an Uta blocker. Pretty dang good. So we're going to go 4 and 2. So we're going to need to go more than 7. We have to go 8. I think it works perfect, actually. We'll go 8 in the face. They should just take. I don't know. Because if we have some way to play down and remove this right now, they would lose out, so they can't do that. We're going to go 8, 8, 8. 8, 8, 8 makes sense. I'm going to draw. I'm going to place this on the top because I'd rather know that I get 1k rather than a brick. What we should have done, actually, is play down Duval. Now we can choose what we draw. So 2 1ks is what we're drawing. That's fine. So we'll get 3k counter once we play the blocker down, or 2k counter. So blocker, pass. The thing is though, what you do here is you just go board, board, face, 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 if possible. That's going to be the best thing to do. But then we split with Marco, and I think they'd lose unless they can go blocker, face, 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 face. Or blocker, board, board kind of thing. I don't know. That's pretty good too. That's pretty good too, actually. Actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good there. We're going to have to go take, because they still have three attacks coming in. They're going to have to remove this Sanji. We could counter out. But then they don't have a rush option. So we could counter out, but then we go Jozu, because we know we're drawing into a Jozu. Hold up, this might actually cook. Because we go counter, block, block. That's what we're going to do. Should have blocked countered, because they could swing lower with the Shanks here. It'd force the Shanks into our life. Because this is at least a bigger body. Now we draw the Jozu. If we need to bounce a small blocker, so we don't need to bounce a small blocker here. How do we split? Because this is 9 here. This would be 9 on leader, would be 14. So we go 12, 12. Because that would be, well, 2, but it's hard because the Dawn. The Dawn is what screws me up. The question is, how do we make it where we can still have a chance at winning, even if this is 2 Dawn big event? I think we're thinking too much. I think we just go 12, 12. Because I'm thinking about Izo, because we could go 6 Dawn. 6 Dawn, they just -1 with leader effect. And then 9, so it'd have to be 3 Dawn here on Sanji. Because then we can go 7 here, 3. No, there's absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way. We just have to go 12, 12, or 11, 11, 12. That's all we got. So if they do have a counter event here, they just win. We have options to maneuver here if need be. We can go Duval. It's not great, but we don't really have a way not to die unless we had more blockers that we knew were coming up. Because we could Duval, look at the top 3, and then try to find a blocker. But then we go block, block, take. They would just quit if they didn't have it. They would just quit. But I'm not going to metagame. They have to have it. So they minus it by 1. Divine Departure 10. They just need a 2K. GG's, man. So they had the Shanks in hand. They had the 1 2K. We wouldn't have found another blocker even if we wanted to go for it. So what I was thinking is we could Duval, look at the top of the deck. But what we would do is Duval, not C1, and then have to just draw a random card, which would have been a Whitebeard, and that wouldn't have helped us. So, hey, GG's to Shanks. That was actually a rough matchup going back and forth. Obviously, this Shanks is really, really good in the leader. So, interesting list here. Fun to play against. Yasop looks dope. That looks really cool. That was Marco, man. I actually really like the deck. I think we played pretty correct for the most part. It's still testing content creators. Like, I'm sitting here just deck testing different decks every single different day. So no, I'm not going to be perfect with every deck. I've actually never played Marco, really. I don't think. Maybe I've played it on the channel before. You have to go down in the link in the description and look at the channel and look up Marco in the channel and see if I've ever played it before. And let me know. I actually really don't remember because it's been so long. So I don't know. I had a lot of fun today. Marco's always fun. Shanks is Shanks, and that got some cool PBR2 updates, and there's been a lot of fun things going on in PBR2, so I'm excited to see where the meta goes. OP13 is about to be crazy. OP12 coming out August 22nd. Collecticon this weekend. So yeah, Collecticon, I'll see you soon. Likes, all that jazz. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.